Batman here for IrishBoxingCom Association with PD Giveaways. I am absolutely delighted to be joined by the Kerrigan Queen herself, Shauna Browne. It's been ages since we last actually had a chat. I don't know how long it's been. I know it's been a few months, but unreal to see you. How's life been since we last chatted?
Life has been good. Obviously there's been ups and downs, there's been goings, there's been stoppings, there's like the usual crack in the box, and unfortunately, I've still been training and I love what I'm doing, but I don't have the activity that I would like yet. Obviously,
Yeah.
um, I obviously was in camp from December right up to March. I was supposed to be fighting on the Queensbury card March 14th, and that didn't go ahead. So the annoyance in the inactivity is slightly like getting to me. I'm not gonna lie. So the sooner I get out and get a fight under my belt, the better. Um, I had a conversation yesterday, and as much as everybody thinks it's all sunshine and rainbows in my career and in my life, it's really not. There's more negatives than there's positives as of late. But I'll keep going. I'll keep going because I really do believe that my time is going to come. The more you persevere and the more doors you're knocking on and the more people you're annoying, it's inevitable it's going to happen. So that's what I'm holding on to.
What have you been doing, like in terms of obviously getting ready for fights and they've fallen through? I think March 21st was another card that unfortunately fell through for you, and there was a few kind of bits in between. I know that you're probably a bit annoyed about that it didn't happen. But like I guess going through fight camps and the cost of fight camps, and then like you ended up with nothing. I say it's kind of a bit of damage obviously to the wallet one, but like it's kind of it's more annoyance to yourself that you're not getting out, you're not getting the activity. I think was in November the last time that you're out, so it's been December, January, February, March, kind of 4 or 5 months since. And obviously you want activity, you want to build. You haven't had a fight yet in 2026, and I guess that's a real annoyance to Shauna Browne.
If I'm being totally honest, it's all stuff that's completely out of my control. I'm not going to go too into detail, but I show up, I do my work, I stick to the plan, but unfortunately, other people don't stick to the plan that's supposed to be put in place, and there's nothing I can do about that. All I can do is just look after myself, control my actions in the best way I can. Don't let it derail me in any way. Like with the whole thing that happened with March 14th and then March 21st, I'm not going to lie. I questioned an awful lot for about 2 weeks after that. Obviously, being in the camp with Terry was probably the best thing that could have been for me because it kept me going. And being a part of that was amazing. But I'd say the week before her fight week, I watched the matchroom show and I started bawling my eyes out. I questioned everything. I questioned what I'm doing. What am I doing that's not enough? Why am I not getting the opportunities that everybody else is getting? I'm turning up. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm mixing with the absolute best. Like I'm. If you look at my resume for who I've mixed with, mine is one of the best out there. But I'm not getting the opportunities. Why? Like why? I'm the most game fighter there is out there. I'm the most disciplined fighter that there is out there. So like, yeah, I don't know. I did question everything. I wondered, well, like, what am I doing? I was considering just packing everything up and moving home and everything. I'm not gonna lie, but I had a good conversation with myself after it, and this is what I've been put on this earth to do. And there is going to be little wobbles, and I'm going to have little doubts, but man, it's just going to make me bigger and stronger. It's going to ignite the fire even more because I'm fully sure, 100%, I know what I'm capable of. All I need is just a platform and a ring and an opponent, and I'll show the world exactly what I'm made of, boy. That's all I need.
What do you like in terms of obviously there's doubt and setbacks and everyone like but if you want to like what were the chats that you're having to yourself inside? And I say it was a fairly emotional time you're looking at that match. I'm sure it was like I could have been on there, that kind of thing. Like I want to be on those stages, but you're not getting those opportunities, and it's an annoyance.
I believe I'm good enough. It's the hardest thing to be looking at and knowing that you're good enough to be on those stages. You know you're good enough to be mixing with those people. The conversation I had is I don't want to be another stat. I don't want to be another statistic that tried and failed. It's not in my DNA. I don't give up without a fight, man, and I'll keep pressing. Everybody has wobbles. We're human, man. I'm not made of steel. As much as everybody thinks that, oh my God, Shauna's fine. Shauna will just get on with it. I don't want to be this girl that just gets on with everything. It's not me. I don't want it. It's hard. Everything about this career is hard, but you know what? What's going to make it special is the fact that I've built everything I've done all on my own with no help, no backing. So when I do finally get that break and I do finally get on that stage and I do finally get on those big nights, it's going to be a remarkable story from the whole way from my amateurs till I was 14, with
Yeah.
every single setback along the way. Every time everyone told me that I wouldn't make it back, and every single time I did. It's
Yeah.
just going to be another one of those stories.
Well, like
Another one of those where I can prove every single person wrong.
I'm listening to that and I'm thinking like obviously you were boxing actively, then you took a break, you came back, you went to the amateurs, yeah, obviously I think it was the national championship in the national stadium, and then
Yeah, I won the elites in 2023.
yeah, and then obviously kicking on, going pro, having that tough debut fight, and one that you could have took an easier opponent on, but you being the woman you are, you took the hard opponent, and one that not many people would actually take as a debut. Then you took another few fights, went to Galway, won that fight, great knockout by the way. I still watch that knockout back sometimes. Genuinely great knockout, and then and then the UFC Fight Pass card, and then the Matchroom card, and then and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so even I had the conversation yesterday with that knockout that I had in my second fight. If it was on a bigger platform, it would have got blown up into something so much bigger. How often do you see girls lying on the canvas completely taking out for probably 20, 30 seconds, having to be carried out the center of the ring? You don't. You see the girls getting stopped. You don't see that. But because it was on a small old show and it wasn't, there wasn't a big platform, unfortunately, it got underlooked. Like, they go on about like knockouts, they go on about standard of opponents. Obviously, I didn't have a promoter, so whatever opponent got put my way, I took it. I haven't taken any easy rides. I took on a girl that was 6-0 on my fourth fight. Oh, sorry, my fifth fight in Australia, in
Yeah.
her back garden. Who does that? Nobody. Nobody. And everybody is like, yeah, she's going to get smashed. She's going to lose. And I battered her and knocked her down in the seventh. Even Elif Tran, we'll even go on about the Elif Tran. I shouldn't have taken the fight, but it is what it is. I don't care. You live and you learn. She's went off and she's trailblazed now. If I didn't take that fight, people probably wouldn't even know who Elif Tran is now.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she's now a world champion. She's also beaten Beatrice Ferreira in devastating fashion. But everybody needs to sit up and look at what she did to Taylor Jensen and then what I did to Taylor Jensen. Man, it's two complete different fights. Two complete different fights. But we both fought each other. Only my fight only lasted 30 seconds with Elif Turan.
Would you like to run back that rematch if possible?
Oh, 100%. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Do you think that's possible?
I think anything's possible in the game. I think if you make enough noise, the noise can't be ignored. And I do believe it should be something that she needs to rectify. Um, like, you can't really go on a knockout win after 30 seconds with one shot. I did recover well from it. I understand I didn't put my hands up quick enough, but he stopped the fight on count eight. If you compare my knockdown and Beatrice Ferreira's first knockdown, Beatrice Ferreira was actually in no state to go back into that ring after that first one, man. She didn't even know where she was. She was
Yeah.
wobbling. She was dizzy.
Yeah.
She didn't. I analysed it.
Her
I
legs
analysed
were
it.
out in between her.
And then if you compare the way I recovered to her, I was weight trained and I still recovered better.
I know, well, I've heard that you've had some unbelievable rounds with Terry Harper and Caroline Dubois. Obviously, both of them running it back on sorry, on Sunday night. Well, not running it back, but they fought on Sunday night, just gone on the MVP show. I know you were there, you were ringside. Was there any conversation between yourself and MVP that you could possibly get something on? I know, obviously, you're screaming for a promoter to or someone to back you. You said earlier on down the interview that you've done everything yourself, but you want someone to back you now to have that backing.
Yeah, so I'm after hearing, like, I had a lot of great conversations throughout the week. Being a part of that fight week, a massive, massive shout out to Terry Harper. What she did for me in that fight week, having me there. And she even gave me a huge shout out for the amazing sparring that we had at the press conference. Like, she didn't have to do that, and she did it. Like, just goes to show the beautiful soul that woman is. But MVP are after locking in the contract with Sky Sports. They need shows in Ireland and England, but they've no fighters from Ireland, none.
Yeah.
And I personally would love to be the first one. It only makes sense to go with MVP. MVP have all the stock for 135. They're the ones that are making the fights happen, big shows, big nights. So yeah, that's what I want to be a part of. I'd love nothing more to be the first one to be signed from MVP, for MVP from Ireland. Anything is possible, but they're actually the route I want to go. They're definitely the route I want to go, because I'll be guaranteed they'll make the fights happen. I'll be guaranteed I'll be on the big platforms. Yeah, it's the only one choice, I think.
I'm just thinking there was three other great females that were fighting at the National Stadium there just a week gone by. Christina Desmond, Sarah Murphy, and Kelsey Leonard, three women that are also bidding to get on an MVP card, hopefully sometime in the future. Because I know every single female professional boxer is vying for this MVP because they're blowing up at the moment. They're signing everyone left, right, and centre. They're putting all the big cards. But did you have a chat at all with Nikisa at all? Was there any chats at all that you could initiate or negotiate with that could be possible even in the future that you could have a sit down with MVP and say, listen, lads, this is what I want. Please help me.
I'm not going to say too much, but let's put it this way: anything is possible in this game. The thing that I've noticed being in centre of all of it was really good. Like, everybody knows me. The whole of the MVP crowd knew me, and then obviously everybody banging out the socials, which I want to give a massive shout out. Everybody giving me the shout outs. Everybody tagging my name under MVP. That does more than everybody really, really realizes. Everyone came up to me. They couldn't get over the amount of backing I was getting, the amount of support I was getting. Everybody wants to see me succeed. So the more people do that, the more noise that's built around my name, I can't be ignored. I cannot be ignored. So whether it's coming to call people out, make noise in a negative way, I really don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm not sitting in the background waiting for somebody to give me my opportunity. I'm going to go out and make it happen. Whether it's like blow smoke up somebody's arse and call them a shitty arse or whatever it is, and tell them that they need to fight me. Don't care. I'm going to do it because I am going to get my break. I am telling you now, whether somebody gives it to me or I take it, I am going to get it. I don't care.
Then you don't care. There's a
No.
platform here for you to call someone out if you want to call
I
someone
want
out.
everybody in the 135 division, every single one of them. They all have the belts between Stephanie Han, between Holly Holmes is there. Caroline Dubois, Elif Turan. I want them all. I don't care about anybody anymore. I am willing to fight every single one of them. Anytime, anywhere, any place. I want to fight every single one of them. And
Caroline
that's just
Dubois.
it. Every one of them, including Caroline Dubois. Yeah, she's the number one. I've had my eyes set on her since 2024. She's the first one I wanted to spar when I turned over back in 2024, and I did. And I've had great spars. They've been brilliant competitive spars.
Could
Yeah.
you could you bring us into those spares if possible? What was it like sparring her? Any insight at all to to them spares at all
Just put it
whatsoever?
this way, it was unbelievable rounds. Considering she's Olympian, her stocks are so high. She's had how many fights? She's WBC world champion. Yeah, just put it this way. I'm mixing with the best because I am well able. I am well able. Just put it that way.
Has there been any fight date at all that you've been getting talked about, or is it still something to wait for?
So I've been told I'll definitely have a date by September. There's a date in September. Not going to release too much about that. And then they said they're going to try get me out by the summer. If they can't get me out by the end of May, June, I'm going to get on a show end of May, June myself, whether it's Ireland, England, wherever it is, and just get another win under the belt, an 8 rounder, whatever it is, and then lead towards then big fights by September. I'll definitely be out by the end of May, June. I can't go any longer without fighting, and I'm not waiting till September. Not a hope.
Shauna Browne, on that note, Always great talking to you. Hopefully that we see you very, very soon. On that 135 division, I say is absolutely calling, and the call will be heard from Tipperary. Hopefully.
It is calling, and I think it's missing a really good fighter that's full of action, and that's one thing I am full of. I am full of action, boy, and I'm going to
I,
bring it all.
I want to ask one more question. Tipperary homecoming, is that something that you'd vie in the future? I know there's lots of kind of small arenas and places that you could do it down there in the south of the country.
Yeah, it was never done before, but imagine doing one in Semple Stadium, man.
Yeah,
We have a stadium in Tipperary. It would be
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah.
I played in Semple Stadium in a All Ireland football game when I was like 15 years of age. Yeah,
Wow.
it would be unbelievable. But
Get the two
no
Johnnies to walk you
disrespect.
out.
What?
Get the two Johnnies to walk you
Oh my God, could you imagine?
out. Shauna Browne, on that note, really, really appreciate it. I hopefully chat to you soon.
Thank you so much.